Hello again, people. Right, been a stonking morning again this morning. First thing when I started looking at the charts, CAD yen was on my radar, as well as the other charts I traded. But CAD yen is a bit of a slow coach. We can clearly see, if you look at the RSI here, when I started at about 6 AM, the 30-minute prior to my start had done the break and bust, or break and close. So we've got the bust up, the pullback on the 30 and the close on the 30. Now you know how much I love these RSI events, as it were. We got another pullback and another bust and break and close there, then a load of sideways motion, and finally another break and close up here. And you know, H1 agreed with the M30, bust, pullback, break and close. Treat that as the bust, pullback, break and close. Massive uptrend. H4 was the same, bust up, pullback, break and close. That big old candle there. So when we have the levels above us as well, R1, it was a bit of a no-brainer that the price was going to go up there. We've got the pivot. So as I've said many times before, I'm not an expert with pivot trading, but I can clearly see how the markets watch them. They're there for a reason, as it were, and you know, why not capitalize on that? We've got this half round number here as well, clearly broken. And what I like about CAD is, or the CAD yen in particular, is that, you know, there's no erratic movements here. Compare this to something like, I don't know, the GB CAD, say for example, and you'll see load of spikes on there. You know, spiky, spiker, spiky. And you know, the CAD yen, so you can have a nice relaxed, you know, look, there's no spikes here at all. There's no, you know, so think about that when you're trading, guys. You know, if you want a nice relaxed trade with tiny stops, then the CAD and yen in particular has got to be worth a look at. So combined with the RSI and the currency strength indicator was telling me this morning, it was a question of just putting the trade on. So I've had a CAD yen trade open whilst I've been trading the other trades as well, and just aiming for that R1. Then once the R1 had been busted, I wanted to find a level that the currency pair was likely to go to, because I mentioned this in a previous video, not sure which one, but the old levels, we're trading tests and retests, and when you have other stuff on your charts, you can see that they are almost disregarded for the tests and retest levels. You know, that's why I fell in love with this method. You know, we could put a new level on there as well. The reason these two are on, because the price was between about there when I was considering my trade. So always want to know what price is potentially going to retest old support, retests as new resistance. You know, I've probably got this analogy wrong, the fair value and market profile, but don't flame me for it, guys. I don't really care, as long as the price does what I expect it to do as a result of all the hours I've spent staring at the chart. So, you know, the pivot's been broken. Where's the price going to go first and potentially test? The old daily level there. And what came first, the pivot or the daily level, you know, in terms of what's most important, should I say. And when you look at that hourly chart there, it certainly looks to me like the old support level, let's move that out of the way, definitely looked daily low, definitely looked more important than the pivot that is cut through like knife through butter. So the trades because I've been studying this and trading it, I like the way the price moves. I like the histo situation here, and I took 2 trades on this recently. That one from the pivot up to that daily low, and that was purely because the pivot had been broken and the daily low was the next level up. There you go, there closed above the pivot, came back and tested it. Looking at the low time frames, this is the M5. There was no reason to expect it to go reverse on it until it hit that level. Now we can potentially reverse, but if you get a strong signal, then R2 should be potentially next step. We've got plenty of room, so this is in a strong uptrend. So disclaimer, don't trade what I talk about, trade your own analysis. But hopefully, I know I knock out these videos, but I'm watching charts and the videos take no time at all between moves, as it were, to create for you. If it helps one person, then I will be a happy man. And I knock these this new word I found the weekend, furus, forex so-called gurus, fake gurus. I knock them because they are stealing money from people that is not necessary to be spent. So if it seems bitter, I'm not. I just don't want to see people ripped off. So the other trade was to the pivot early on. Sorry, I've got the wrong trade there. That was the first trade I took, expecting it hopefully to hit it after post 6 a.m. and it didn't, but it was just grinding up nice and slow. Maximum drawdown on that first trade was 5 pips, maybe add the spread onto that, so 6-7 pips, and it went on to make 11 pips, I think I took that for. Took it short of the level, but and then I did actually double up on that trade at this point here, there, because we'd had a confirmation to the long side, and on the lower time frame, on the 1 minute, we'd failed to confirm against ourselves here, if I remember rightly. Let's double check. Yeah, failed to reverse here, so I jumped in again once the price started to move up using the 1 minute. Oh, and if I remember rightly, so here you've got the bust up, then just prior to my entry, I think it either broke and close on this time frame, 36.72, 36.30. No, it was just the confirmation here. Low, high, higher, low, higher, high, and close that got me into that trade there. Perfect time of day, halfway through the hour. I like to enter my trades before, way before the end of that particular hour there, that between those two candles there, so that it gives it plenty of time to grind up to where I expect it to. Didn't do what I expected it to, but held the trade anyway. Then we got another push up. It would have been the 5 minute or 1 minute that forced me into that second trade. Yep, there's the bust, there's the break and close, that candle there. Wait for the pullback, then enter using the M1, and that was the second additional trade, and as you can see, took profit at exactly the same place. And then trade number 3. So there's lots of reasons to take trades, guys, and one of the main reasons for this, apart from the fact that this was right and this was fantastic, and when I say fantastic, I mean that 30-minute situation here and the hourly situation here, there. Prior to all 3 of these trades, it was just, in my opinion, a no-brainer, with a very, very tiny stop loss involved. So that's it. Just use common sense, guys, along with whatever method you decide to trust, and indicator that I trust with absolute sincerity, as it were. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a good day.